coming out on the idea that, we hear a lot in our dietary culture, this supposed idea that we humans are essentially unevolved and we're the same as when we were living in caves and everything like that. So our dietary preferences and habits are still left over from the olden days when we didn't have food and everything like that. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's something to that, but I don't think it's the be-all and end-all, because a lot of times these diets are using these methods to sell us on this idea that, we don't know how to eat healthy in modern day society, and we don't know how to eat with these times of plenty and everything, so therefore you need this diet in order to stay lean and healthy. I think it's all a bunch of garbage. One of the arguments that they make is what I call the infinite eating idea. This supposed idea that we're designed that we just want to eat. We just always want to eat and 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 eat. And we're always going to just overeat. And if we place ourselves at a big, huge buffet, we're just going to eat like crazy. And of course, we're going to overeat and become fat and lazy and sick and die young and everything like that. I don't know. I don't think we are actually designed to purposefully overeat all the time. And one of the things I make in the argument is this TV show called Man versus Food. The idea is basically the guy goes around the country and he goes to these restaurants where there's a food challenge. Sometimes the challenge is like eat 10 of these chicken wings that are literally so hot you need to wear gloves when you're handling them. But more often than not, a lot of times the challenge is a volume challenge. Eat a gargantuan amount of food, usually within a time limit or something like that. The interesting thing is he's being challenged to eat a ridiculous amount of food, even though, he doesn't necessarily want to. Now, if the idea of infinite eating is true, then it should be no problem. Just no big deal. And at first, it kind of seems that way. He sits down to this cheeseburger, which is as big as a trash can lid or whatever, and he's like, oh, it's so good, it's so great, it tastes awesome and everything, blah, blah, blah. But within a short period of time, he starts experiencing discomfort, unbelievably enough. He talks about his mouth getting tired, he loses the taste of the food, nauseousness, he starts feeling tired, he starts becoming fatigued. Basically, he's got 101 physiological signals. His body is screaming at him, please, for the love of God, stop eating. Don't eat anymore. I've had enough. I'm good. Now, if we're supposedly these ravenous cavemen who will just keep eating and eating and eating and never stop, these physiological and even emotional signals or psychological signals should never happen at all. But they do. So my argument is that we actually, as human beings, have a finite capacity to consume food. Even great food, awesome food. And you can do this little test yourself. Sit down this weekend or something, sit down with whatever food you think you just cannot possibly get enough of, ice cream or whatever, and just start eating it. See how much of it you can eat before it starts not becoming so much of a great thing anymore. Guarantee you it will happen. There's the, I think it's the Simpsons or something. Homer Simpson goes down to hell, and the devil is there, and he's like, oh, you like donuts, huh? So he, straps him to this chair, and he force feeds him donuts. And the joke is that Homer just, for days on end, just keeps eating donuts. He's like, oh, more, more. And the devil's like, I don't get it. Everyone else went crazy from this sort of thing. It's obvious to me that we humans have a finite capacity to eat food, to consume food, and to even enjoy food. We're not built to be overweight by nature. I think it's a little bit more of along the lines of just propaganda to sell dietary stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below. In the second video, I'll attack another supposed idea that we're always supposed to be eating and everything like that. Till then, be fit and live free.